Hey Akmal, how are you?
No, pleasure to meet you. How are you? I'm good, thank you.
I'm so happy that you're here because I was interested in what you're doing and this whole idea of banking the global Islamic world. And you're from the UK, and I have many questions about the product. But because before we even start, I want to ask about you. What did you do before? Give us a little bit of a background so people will get to know you.
Sure, absolutely. So I've been building brands within the kind of Islamic economy for the past decade or so. My background is actually quite interesting. I don't come from a core banking or Islamic finance background. Actually, I'm an expert in strategic communication. So I graduated from Aston in Birmingham. And after graduating, I worked within the digital space for about 18 months. But at the same time, I started my entrepreneurial journey with my first startup, which was a creative agency. That agency fairly quickly started to grow. I left my job. My first client was Vodafone, second was Subway, and we started to just start rolling from there. A few years into that, actually, we got some investment from Saudi Arabia through a small family group, which was fantastic. And our kind of more globalization of what we were as a brand started. I moved out to Saudi Arabia then about a year after the investment came in to penetrate the Middle Eastern market, but at the same time, just continue to grow that company. It grew to a really good level. And in 2016, I decided to exit from the company. So I exited from the Middle Eastern company, but I stayed in the region and I started to develop more of a kind of Islamic investment space, more of the Islamic finance space, and started to structure Islamic finance deals, trade, commodity, murabaha type of deals, and did a bit of kind of investing into other Islamic ventures. And that's where that kind of journey continued. I was in Medina, and it was a fantastic experience at that point, and I'm lucky to call Medina my home, alhamdulillah. And and then about 9-10 months ago, I was approached by Yerkebalan. Yerkebalan was is one of the co-founders of Rizq, and he effectively said, "Look, I think that there's really interesting space here in the neo-banking sector in the UK and Europe generally. There's some interesting movements happening, and you'll know them as well, generally in terms of the mainstream. And we think that there's an opportunity for a product to come to market, and we'd like to explore if you can join and make that happen." I looked into it, and absolutely, I was very excited, and I jumped on board. At that point, it was just a concept. I knew from the moment I had my first conversation, I knew that it had to be called Rizq. I knew the kind of strategy that needed to be put in place in terms of comms, the product, the positioning, everything was quite clear. And so
Wow.
I just got on board, and then in 6 months we built out a MVP product, and we went live to a beta test group, which is where we're just at the moment, and we're about to come out of that in the next few weeks. So yeah, that's a bit about me and the kind of the intro of how Riz came about.
I'm super interested, and by the way, let me give you feedback. Your website, it looks amazing. It's like the promise there. It's very clear, and also the design, by the way, of the card. I don't know if you already made a prototype of that, but it looks amazing. So you really care about all these small details, right? Like you are really building it geared to that community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So from the thing about the thing about kind of Islamic banking is that for decades there's been naturally developments within Islamic finance, banking, and but the areas that were developing much quicker was in things like the investment space, the trade space, which are a lot more complicated. And but when it came to personal retail banking, there wasn't too much development in this stage. And because the addressable market in especially places like the UK with a banking license, etc., it's difficult to make the economics meet. Totally understand that. But with this now advancement of technology, with the kind of open banking aspects, and just the general way that technology is connecting those industries within finance, and banking, it presented an opportunity for someone to come in and resolve that. We're focused towards the Muslim community, absolutely. We are obviously open to anybody who wants to take our product, and we encourage that. But we're focused towards the Muslim lifestyle, and that is actually follows the trend of how products generally at this moment of time. This is industry wide, doesn't matter. Are more targeted, more controlled, and a lot more focused towards their customer base, and that's exactly what we've been working on.
So you'll be offering certain rewards, certain cashback, a lot of products that respect their faith.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's about understanding what the lifestyle of the people are, of our customers are, and then helping develop features, products, and other things within that kind of set, which helps them in their life with banking and beyond, really.
Tell me about the potential of this. I mean, potential markets, the potential. You're from the UK, but you're talking about maybe a global product, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's really interesting since it started and I announced it. I mean, it's been crazy. We've done no advertising. We currently have over 2,000 people on a waiting list waiting to make their account. We have, hundreds of people on the live system at this moment of time. And we're reaching tens of thousands of people weekly in terms of organic messaging. I'm inundated with people who want to help take a Rizq all across the world to different countries. It's incredible. The potential, however, is more than just what Rizq is about. Obviously, the value proposition itself. The UK's addressable market here is, between 3 to 4 million people. Naturally, certain people are more inclined towards having a product like Rizq in terms of the digital banking than others, and we totally understand and respect that. But for us, it's not just about the UK. Europe has an addressable market of up to 20 million Muslims within the EEA, and our setup and infrastructure enables us to reach those people. Naturally, we have the North American markets, the Middle Eastern markets, even certain African countries and Southeast Asia, where the potential of growth is absolutely there. But we're focused, obviously, at this moment of time within UK and then Europe. That's the key for us at the moment.
Are you crowdfunding? What is the model? You got, I guess, some sort of investment, or are you still looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So we closed a round at £360,000, which was a pre-seed. It was meant to be higher, but unfortunately, some of the COVID kind of impact meant that a few investors at the last moment pulled out. But that's fine and normal, to be totally honest. And with the landscape, it was understandable. We still carried on though, because we felt that it was important for us to get to where we wanted to be and get that beta out. Right now, we have literally announced about a week ago, 10 days ago, that we will be crowdfunding. So we'll be crowdfunding on Crowdcube. And,
nice.
And we will, when I announced it, the crazy thing is that within a week, we got interest of around £400,000, totally organically, which was incredible. And it's really given us some phenomenal confidence to continue. That campaign will be going live in the next few weeks. It's normal, obviously, for that to just take a bit of time to get rolling, which is going to be great. In terms of how much we're going to be raising around £750,000. That's the aim there. We have naturally some private investment discussions taking place at the moment, and we're open to those. The market has to be developed in a dynamic fashion because we're pioneering something that hasn't been done before and there's no benchmarking. But that's where the interest and the actual appetite and the excitement actually exists.
Tell me about the team. I understand that you moved pretty fast even before COVID, right?
Correct. Yes. So yeah, we've got a really strong team at this moment of time. And it's building out. Naturally, we're looking at more people joining into different roles as the company keeps going. So Yurka Bilan effectively is our kind of analyst and compliance manager, but he's also working within the customer success. You know what it's like, co-founders, early stages, it's like working through there. Peter, he, again, as one of the co-founders, he's managing more of the growth side and getting involved. But again, and then we have Dennis. Dennis is another co-founder of ours who is more focused towards kind of the product and the supplier side and kind of the management of that side. We have Zahid. He's our CFO. Got a great track record of within finance in the Middle East, and he's been fantastic. Alan Hadley's our MLRO, who's got decades worth of experience. We have Rhoda. Rhoda's our customer success associate, so she's really the voice of our brand, and we were very particular in who we wanted to have speaking to our customers and developing that relationship. We've also got some advisors. Umar Suleiman is very well known within the community and within the kind of Islamic finance, and he's an expert within that. We have Mufti Faraz, who also works on our Sharia side, and so we've got a really good, strong team, a core, which now is something we're building out.
And you plan that the crowdfunding will also help you base the community aspect to get the feedback also, because the idea is, I guess, to build a product with the public, right? So you know.
Absolutely, definitely. For us, it's all about making sure that the product that we bring out is right for the people who are going to use it, and so shaping that with them is going to be a great feeling.
And it already started with the beta, as you said, right? Yeah, the private beta.
Yeah.
What are the main features? I mean, we cannot use it because it's still in the beta phase. So for now, it's for the personal use, right? But later you plan to have more like features, maybe business or business accounts, or I don't know, other features. The focus now is the private, right?
Yeah, personal banking is the key focus, and that's important to us. We want to start there because banking always began at personal retail level. That's why banks started, was to help people on a personal level. And so for us, that's where the focus starts. Let's get that right. Let's really understand what that means, but let's infuse it with the lifestyle elements which we really care about. So that's the focus for sure. How that grows out, there's so many different things and so many different exciting projects that can be set up.
Yeah, from the features that I saw on the website, there are virtual cards, if I remember. Of course, coming soon, maybe support for Apple Pay and stuff like that I saw on the website. So and of course, reward and cashback and all the UI, and also the design looks amazing, very clean, right? You emphasize on design that is meant for that.
Absolutely. So for us, again, we have all the standard feature sets, which is important, from your debit card, deposit account, that's the core. The cashback, we have an interesting feature, which is an auto donation, which is being worked on at the moment. So when anybody uses their debit card, it will automatically donate to a charity of their choice at a rule of their choice, so the amount they want. So that's a really important thing from our perspective. Then all of the other kind of standard features, naturally, I think we've mapped out like 50 different features that we're looking at, but it's about which ones do we bring to market first, what one has a stronger experience level for our customers, and that's why we want to shape. And so we're definitely following the likes of the Revolut and the Monzos and understanding that, look, which digital products did they have, and do they fit the customer base that we have, and their aspirations from a product like ours, or do they not? So we're definitely looking at those things.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm very excited to see it. Of course, I guess there might be a level of subscriptions. I guess the model of the premium and the premium cards and more stuff. Very, very, very interesting. I wanted to ask you before about open banking opportunities, because I see a lot of ways to aggregate other bank accounts into one app. I don't know if you are, because it's like in the UK, it already exists, right?
Sure. Yeah, open banking is important. We definitely are looking at this, and we've got a number of kind of areas that we're working on how we want that to work within the ecosystem. So open banking absolutely is something that we are dead on, set on, and we're going to make sure that we bring that. Again, it just comes down to, does open banking come before something else that the customers want. How do those trends work from an independent kind of banking perspective versus collective banking for customers? And what do those habits look like? And so we want to make sure that we understand that as we're releasing each feature.
Yes. When is the first customer jumping in? I mean, officially, when are you open officially? What date?
Well, the thing is that we have real customers now. So we did the private alpha launch, which was effectively, obviously, totally in-house, and we were testing it. We were comfortable with that. So what we did is we have opened it up now to customers, but week on week, more and more customers are getting access to their account. So we have a couple of 200 to 300 now who have full access and are using the application on iOS, and also our web banking platform, which is actually really strong. So it's a bit different as well, because most of the people within the space are focusing on only mobile, but for us it's important. Web banking is important, and so is mobile. So our iOS and our web banking is really strong and is there. Our Android app needs a bit more work, which we're focusing on, and that will be going live as well very soon. So it's just a matter of week by week, more and more real customers are getting their accounts.
Again, talking about you're moving fast. How long was the process of getting the license? You got a license, or you started without the license? Like, how did you come up so fast? I don't understand.
We're an EMD, so we don't have a banking license because we didn't believe that it was the right move for us, because it would have limited us only to the UK market, and the overheads and the kind of economic model didn't fit. So for us, it was about scalability. And so we're an EMD, so we're an agent of an EMI. And so that license effectively, once we went through the partners, is there. And naturally, after that's all confirmed in the space, it enables you, and people can start to build these products quite quickly, to be totally honest now.
Smart. Okay. I know that we are a matchmaking summit, and a lot of people are watching us. Some people want to approach you with solutions for the bank. Some wants to, some investors, some all kinds of ways. How can they connect to you? What is the best way from your perspective?
Yeah, we've got a number of ways. I mean, LinkedIn is really an important kind of place that I spend a lot of time on, kind of developing relationships with people, so people can connect with me, drop me a message. I'm happy to kind of discuss through there. If somebody wants to send something through the website, they can jump on there, they can drop us a message. And we can speak. If somebody specifically wants to send me an email, they can drop me an email at ceo@getrizq.co, and I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with them, or put them in touch with one of the guys who are taking care of that area.
Amazing. Thank you so much for attending and pushing us and representing something much bigger, as you came to this interview and really wanted to contribute and share the message of the global Islamic banking and opportunities here. I'm excited. I'm sure a lot of people are watching us are excited, and I'm staying here to keep on network with you. So I'm sure others really will push your LinkedIn and start, sending you messages, because it's super interesting. And again, the potential here, and you established a brand, and I believe people will see it on the website and appreciate it as much as I do.
No, it's a pleasure. I really appreciate you giving us some time to speak and getting us involved. Absolutely what you're saying. This is about global finance and that kind of whole representation of different people, different industries, different customers, different products and services. And I think it's a fantastic thing that you guys are doing to kind of collate all of that with all the brands. And so, yeah, it's a pleasure to do it with you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to continue that.
Yeah, that's the summit name. It's FinTech Nations. It's all the nations coming together and building these FinTech bridges, connecting. You can learn something from another nation, Australia, UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, the Emirates that we just had. A lot of potential of collaborating and learning also. So talk to you soon, and thank you for being a part of the summit.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Nir. was a
My
pleasure.
friend, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.